on top, and people make it. There's a whole thing going on to keep everybody divided and disrespectful and everything. So I just had to give a shout out to all those matriarchs, like you said, and understanding that like you said, there's big mamas everywhere, and they watching, and they most definitely watching. You had a lot of people. I'm gonna show love to the people that show love to us, man. All that dumb stuff, people. You came here on a Friday night to hate. That's crazy. Everybody saying hello to the chief, man. I'm trying to see if I miss any questions real quick. I don't want to get too far. Shout out Women Make Heaven. That's a real thing. Peace. Cancer 25, peace. He back. I was just watching part 2 with him and his sister Freedom. Most definitely. That was a great show, man. That's a classic show. So I'm about to get back to it. I just want to show love to everybody that show love to us, man. We skip all over the haters, bro. Also, man, you want to touch on the Black Madonna. We've been on the matriarch thing for a minute now, and we're trying to push this matriarch thing for a minute now. Can you break down the Black Madonna for me?
Shout out to brother Albert Cleage. Had the bookstore Shrine to Black Madonna. He had one in Detroit, one in Houston.
It's still there, ain't it?
The one in Detroit is closed. As far as the last time I knew, it had closed down. But it had a group of people that used to meet at this place called Arkantundes that was trying to mobilize resources to keep the bookstore, because it's not only a bookstore, it's a historical relic. Okay, so the origin story to the Black Madonna is the birth of the child Horus. The word Madonna means mama's daughter, right? And Ma is the name that more of us call our mothers as toddlers than anything else. Before we call her mama, we call her Ma, right? Donna means the young maiden, but it's in reference to the daughter of the mother, the first heir, which the first heir is going to be Sekhmet.
Oh, hell, Sekhmet? I see.
No, that's wrong. It's Hathor, Heru. She's the first heir. Hathor is the second heir, but she's the heir by marriage. Heru has the same familial rank as Heru, right? Only his goal is to figure out how to take the fool's journey to become the hero's journey in order to assume the Osiris seat and no longer be Heru, but now he's Osiris. The son has become the father. So when you see the statues of the Black Madonna, that is the notice that a son is born and a son is given by the mother, not by the father. But she don't give him up to be sacrificed by crucifixion. She takes him under her wing as the master mason to mold the heir apparent to become the successful crown prince that will inherit the throne as the king. So this is where you see in mysticism, it's a book called At the Feet of the Master. But when you go back and look in ancient paintings, all of the baby at the feet of the master is sitting in front of a mama. Right? So at the feet of the master means at the feet of the mother. Right? That's why when they make reference to the son, they always say that he was hewn without the hands of man. That means he was molded in his life choices by the wisdom of his mother and not by the intellectual prowess of his father. The goal is to create a son that will rule in harmony and balance, as opposed to raising a despot that's going to rule by oppression and force. Well, that nigga just lost his reign because he thought oppressing and force could last forever until somebody come along and say, no, this ain't lasting no more. That's enough is enough. So the Black Madonna is a critical symbol right? And you find it all over Europe. You find it all over Asia, the Americas. You find it all over Africa. It's always the mother and the child, right? And this is because, yep, yep, there you go. It's the same story. It's the holy drama. The holy drama for the one who awakens the royal DNA becomes a roadmap to ascend to the throne. All he got to do is learn from all of the, because, a damn fool never learn, right? And the smart man learns quickly from his mistake. But the wise man learns from his mistakes and the mistakes of others.
Gospel of Barnabas.
You dig?
Yeah.
So if the wise man learned from the mistakes of others, that means he had to study great people if he aspired to greatness.
See.
Right? People that discuss what greatness is defines greatness for him to incorporate it into his personal system of self-development to become a self-raised master. Because when mama gone, he on his own. Right? And so he got to be man enough to stand on his own 2 feet. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. That's what my mama used to always tell me. So if I tell you I'm not coming, you can ask me 400 times. I done already told you once. I ain't coming. We can try everything in the world to try to get me there. All hell gonna break loose because I already told you I wasn't coming. So it became so normal that I don't even got to stand on it no more. The universe stand on it for me.
I see. Frequency. So
it also takes us to the BlackRock too.
Yep. That was on there. Now, when you say BlackRock, what do you mean BlackRock? Are we talking about the physical BlackRock? Or are we talking about the organization BlackRock? What are we talking about?
It's all related.
Okay.
First, you find the story of the BlackRock in the book of Daniel. It says, from out of the side of the mountain, which means a nation of people, there was one hewn without the hands of a man. Right? Remember we just went over the mother molded the son, not the father? Right? And from this stone, it rolled down the side of the mountain, which means it rolled to the bottom of the people in this social structure, and struck the feet of iron and clay, and brought the whole Babylonian empire tumbling down. Now remember, it started off with a head of gold, but it had a feet of iron and clay. But the stone was hewn from the side of a mountain, commonly referred to in biblical jargon as congregation of the people. Right? Now, when you get to the New Testament, you find the phrase when they're making reference to the son, Emmanuel, not the mother, who they calling Jesus as Isis. Just talking about the son. When they say the stone that the builders have rejected have now become the chief cornerstone. This tells me this is all a Masonic ritual now. These are Masonic rites, whether you call it Jesus, God, Bible, whatever you want to call it, Yahweh, Tetragrammaton. This is when they told you that the stone the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone in that book. And then the book is broke down in chapters and verses. Why? Because the chapters and verses is how Masons teach by stage and degree. And if you pay attention, I can help you see shit I'm giving you game. So they go into the mind and they give you these books, but they scrambled eggs. So you have master Masons that defected from Masonry saying that the lower Masons never get the true meaning of Masonry because they in the wrong place. Those are what you call speculative Masons. They pontificating and speculating over academic jargon, right? While the real Mason, the Blackstone, is at the feet of the wise women. All of the mothers raised one. All of the mothers raised one. So they got to get rid of them, as many as possible, so they can limit the possibilities of success. This is what make it a chess game, right? Because they pieces is smoke gray, our pieces is black. But if you don't see them side by side, both pieces look black. They look like us, but they ain't us. The white pieces is the Decepticons. They there to draw your attention in a grand illusion, so you never see who the real players is that's pushing the pieces that ain't on the board.
I see that.
Right? But they give you all of the clues on how to find it. So you see this organization, BlackRock. It's not the only one. It's three of them, actually, main ones. The three main ones, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. They all represent masonic identifications of a personal account of the three highest chiefs on the land. It's not a mistake that State Street started in Chicago. And there was no such thing as the Vanguard Investment Group until after the New Panther Vanguard was established. The only one that's been around since the 80s, the oldest one, is BlackRock. Right? But now, if you look at their operational strategies, right, who do they always hire? The best. BlackRock put Larry Fink as the CEO because of his ability to manage assets. He's not a bankruptcy CEO, so they couldn't put him there. Trump is a bankruptcy CEO. How do we know this? Because he's the most successful, most bankrupt billionaire in America. So he becomes your liquidator in chief, but he can't liquidate Vanguard. He can't liquidate BlackRock. He can't liquidate State Street. That has to be claimed. That's why nobody owns it, because nobody knew how to claim it.
And BlackRock owns everything. They got their hands in everything, like several things. You can't go to AutoZone. Look behind the screen and you'll see ours, like, for real.
So if you remember what Jordan Maxwell say, he said, BlackRock has more money than God. So now, nobody never told us, you know, the discussion about new money, old money, right? What about ancient money? Who got the pharaoh money? Who got the emperor GINDJAB? Who got his money?
So that old money.
That ain't old money. We talking ancient money. So if the world was a major business, do we even know who the CEO of the corporation is? Called Earth. It's always going to trace back to one, or one's going to always claim it. The wealth, follow the money. Everybody thought that the highest economic power in the world was the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. They ain't the most powerful. If you go to the Philippines, you have this group called the White Dragon Society. The White Dragon Society is the banker to all of the ancient accounts. Oh, you can't get your inheritance until you figure out who you is.
That's crazy, OG. You know where Lungapo is?
Well, who?
Lungapo?
Not directly.
It's a little island out there. It's crazy. I'll tell you about it later, but it's crazy that you just said all that. Keep going. My bad. It just, you were saying stuff. Yeah, keep going though.
The White Dragon Society is also heavily associated with the ancient triads. Right? They was the top three families was the Golden Dragon, the White Dragon, and the Red Dragon. Anu, Enlil, and Inanna. If you talk about the pantheon that came to hold those titles. So when you go to Japan, you find that up at the highest peaks of the mountains live a group of people called the Anu, the golden ones, them the Golden Dragon clan, right? Then you don't see none of the rest of them. The only way you can tell them is if they take off their clothes and you read their body art. Then you're gonna know Black Dragon clan because they got like 10 dragon clans, different colors.
Respect to the Monte.
Yeah. Blue Dragon clan, Black Dragon clan, Green Dragon clan. The Jade Dragon is what it's called. But they all got different functions. When we talk about the finance, it's the White Dragon clan.
Yo, I want to catch some of these. I don't want to get too far away from these comments because, like I said, it's a lot of people showing love, and we want to show love back. Real quick, Divine Roro, I believe 333. Shout out to you, K. I say Bay. Appreciate the love. Indiana God 7. K. I say Bay. Say what about ancient money, ancient coins? Most definitely shout out Archangel, free Malachi York, free all the Chiefs, free Rasheed Jamal, free Larry Hoover. Let me see. This is a good comment real quick. Somebody said black diamonds embody prima materia. I might be saying it wrong. ERIA. Raw carbon holding God's full potential, gold's full potential, awaiting transformation through time, pressure, and precious alchemy operations into perfected form of the stone, that sun.
So the story he's telling is how you get from liquid carbon to a diamond.
Yeah.
The liquid carbon is the infinite potential, the prima matter, the prime matter, the mother at the root of it all, the dark mother, the Black Madonna.
Black Madonna.
And then over time, it begins to solidify. Now we're talking going from undifferentiated potential to defined creative force. So as the divine creative force begin to create, the time, the temperature, and the pressure is turning it in from oil to coal. As coal, it's just carbon. It's still got a lot of potential, but the coal is the black stone. But the stone has to have time, temperature, and pressure in order to become the purified diamond. Right? And purification don't always make them white. Those are the rarest of the diamonds.
What? White diamonds?
Yep.
No, they're not the rarest. Red.
The red. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Those are more newly discovered. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. But you got purple diamonds. You got the black diamonds. You got green diamonds that come out of the earth that way. And it just tell you what type of carbon they made out of. Yeah, but that's what that whole process is.
Another we had a couple more questions I want to get to for you. Shout out J War, Mercury Collective. Shout out Supreme Consciousness. Appreciation. Thank y'all for y'all support, man. Please, man, I pinned OG CASHAPP up. If you want to show him love, follow, subscribe, show him love. You know what I'm saying? Brother Polar Camel said, talk about the war between Satan. I think that's you versus Lucifer. I'm not sure. It just says Y versus Lucifer. Enlightenment, freedom, and restriction, please. My question. Time, temp, pressure, most definitely diamonds. The rod and staff at work. They comfort die. Man, shout out to everybody, man. Thank y'all for showing love. Thank y'all for popping out. We gonna keep on trying to do amazing things and put good things out in the ethers. It's the Lionsgate portal. With all the distractions out right now, they try to distract you with all the nonsense in the news. We got to stand in power and not confusion. So, yeah, Chief. I wanted to ask you, man. We in the Lionsgate portal. What you know about Hannibal?
Hannibal Carthage, the greatest general that ever lived.
Yes, sir.
What you want to know about him?
Man.
Look, Hannibal would have crushed Rome once and for all. But there was this senator, a Carthaginian, so they say, that was paying people off and blackmailing people in the Carthaginian Senate to withhold resources from Hannibal. He needed one more incursion into Rome, and he would have defeated the Romans way back then. When he found out he got betrayed from the homeland, he went into exile and he joined forces with some people from the Far East that was still fighting Rome and became an advisor in retirement. We don't know how long he lived. He's the greatest military strategist according to military standards to this day. There's only one thing he didn't calculate for: internal betrayal.
I say.
He didn't have a remedy for that, right? Because it hadn't happened yet. Or so it didn't look like it had happened yet, right? But yeah, Hannibal was the greatest. All of the great generals after that studied Hannibal. Even the guy that they raised, Scipio Africanus, was raised by his father Leo. And Scipio was fed Hannibal from a baby. Everything Hannibal did, his father ran it by him, relentlessly drilling him on Hannibal's moves. Because he said by the time he get grown, he'll be the only one able to defeat him. So based off the way that Rome was moving against Hannibal, that was one of their strategies when they realized that the only way you was going to stop the greatest of all time is from an internal source. You got to use one of his own against him, at least somebody that look like them. He ain't got to be them, but he can look like them.
I love Hannibal Energy 1 because right now the name of the game, and we still falling for that Roman trick, is to divide everybody. But back then, Hannibal took it upon himself to go unite with all tribes and all nations, even tribes and clans that were initially beefing against each other. He went and made blood pacts, you know what I'm saying, with these different tribes to make sure that they could beat Rome. And that's another thing, man. I just got to ask this crazy question. Why? Like, what kind of parasitic entity is Rome that where they see it? If they got it so great where they at, why do they always got to go conquer? What gives you the drive to say, hey, let me go over here and conquer something that you ain't got no part of? Like, even to this day, you see the same bloodline of them people. They're gonna be in your business no matter what you do. People be mad to myself. They're making their own towns. Good. We need to make our own towns. Like, we talking about making crystal cities. Me and my brother talking about making free magnetic homes and things of that nature, tuning into the earth. So it's like, yo, I just got to figure out, like, what gave them the power, what gave them the authority to try to go out and conquer everything.
One word: entitlement. They feel like they deserve everything and you don't deserve nothing, even if you did build it. They entitled to the works of your labor, the fruits of your labor.
That got to be some kind of disease or something like that. Is it deeper?
It is.
Some kind of evil spirit. Like, think about these people will wake up and say, let's go conquer them because they got some shit we ain't got. And the first thing we're gonna do, because they know they soft, they know they'll conquer something through disease. They'll conquer something through warfare, like a spiritual warfare. They just talked about how they're sending genes to control people, and people's not even realizing the murder rate right now. Most of the murder rate, people killing their own family, and they're not understanding why. These obsidian phones are sending programs, genes, or things to our mind, telling us to do these crazy ass things. You see what I'm saying? This is like you said, the what war you always be talking about, man? The conjure wars. And people think they stop, but like you say, old money, a lot of these people still using those old spells or whatnot. These people are going crazy and not understanding what's really going on. Like, this is some real evil shit that we should fight against, and fight against that whole Roman dollar, or the dollar that they got us. Like, we got to get back into our real tribal thing. And we always talk about tribe. Everybody always talk about tribe, but we really got to get back into living tribe. You know what I'm saying? Building our communities and networking within each other. And again, I got to give you a lot of shout outs. You got a lot of haters out here. They give you them slide undermining compliments or backhanded compliments, where they'll say one thing about you, but the whole time they want to be like you. They talk about some, oh, he got worshipers. I ain't gonna say no name, but they say he got worshipers. But they mad that you got a network of chiefs and people that's really doing things and want to come together. You connected God in a way. You know what I'm saying? You connect the worlds. But like I said, you got to realize I would have never heard of Unscrambled Minds until you came on a show, and vice versa with a lot of different people. You connect a lot of different tribes, and people, we network and build that way. You know what I'm saying? You're making us more powerful. Meanwhile, the people that are hating on you on the slit side, they want to be like that. They want to dress up and want to call their flock and want to dress up and put the yarmulke on and go stand on Stone Mountains or whatever they want to do. But they want to be like that, but it's generic. So just, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to you, man, for connecting dots and not never being on no fake shit. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I don't care about what people say about me. Sometimes people that defend you, they haven't had a conversation, right, with you, can prematurely attack somebody on your behalf because they don't know what your relationship is, right? But at the end of the game, because it's all a game, at the end of the game, when you see what was taking place, you were like, oh, that's the part I missed right there. I didn't see that. And a lot of times people are sent to deliberately hate to give traction to what's being done. You got people I ain't never seen before talking about, I spend my whole day doing conjure work in their mirror, watching them take showers in the bathroom. First and foremost, listen, seriously, first and foremost, I don't want to watch no motherfucker take no shower. So obviously, whatever they going through, the paranoia that they internalizing has nothing to do with me, but everything to do with their perception of me. The fear that I might be able to see and judge what they doing got their mind playing tricks on them as if I'm watching them. Nobody's watching you but you, because you're your own judge. And your judgment is going to come in the form of your condemnation of others. Because you're going to condemn people for stuff that they don't deserve to be condemned for, and you might be doing the same thing and don't even know it. So when people start saying stuff, like this guy, he put a whole debunking Ryan Hayes video out talking about me and my people doing surveillance on him. First of all, who the fuck is you? Why would I even be interested in you, piece of trash, $5, $2, $3 nigga? I have no interest in nothing he do. Now, if that would have been Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin or somebody with some real appearing to have some stroke, I probably would have been remote viewing them if I didn't have be able to read what I seen on the surface. But some little Rudy Poo that live in some little backwood hick town that I don't know nothing about, why would I care what you doing? Your concern for my care is worse than how much I actually do. Because soon as you find out I don't really give a F, your whole life will change for the better. But in Stoic philosophy, the obstacle is the way. Sometimes what look like haters be helpers in disguise.
I see.
So don't always believe that a person is hating. They just struck your emotions because you protective for your people.
Let's just get on these elephants and complete the elephant. He said, Jay Ward said, let's just get on the elephants and complete Hannibal's mission. I say, they not like us. The nigga that look like us go as far as to eat us. They live in the cave system under Switzerland, supreme consciousness.
They doing tours of the cave they used to live in under the Swiss Alps.
Not to cut you off, we got 444. I thought that was amazing. Right now, we got 444 in here. You gotta keep going though.
Yeah. So most of them are gone. Most of them is gone. Whether they was executed or whether they was just shipped off the planet, I can't tell you. But they ain't here no more. Because they doing tours in the underground tunnel system they was living in the Swiss Alps now, letting you see what it looked like. So if you want to know what it looked like, go on YouTube and say Swiss Alps underground city, and it's going to be showing. It ain't going to show you the juicy stuff though. It's still only showing you like the watered down parts of it where you don't know the big opulent cathedrals they was having blood drinking parties and stuff. They're not going to show you that part. Somebody but you will get to see.
Jay Ward said the matriarch energy, aka the elephants that clear the path for Hannibal. Let's just finish the Hannibal. They send out negative vibration in our monkey mind system. Be careful sending out negative energy. Right now we're in 808. People don't quite understand what 808 represents. It's a loop. If you send negative energy out, be careful because it's coming right back full time. Like if you right now we're putting positive energy out, we put matriarch energy out, we putting love energy out, we putting trying to each one teach one energy. So if you send some crazy stuff, it's the boomerang, and that's something I just realized about the boomerang. The boomerang it's a spiritual tool. Did you know that?
Well, it's always been spiritual to the Aussies who've been using them for thousands of years. They tell stories. They used to carve stories into the boomerang. Spiritual stories.
Yeah, the boomerang, the ones that violated the first mothers, they sent the boomerang out and it returned and killed the deity